to Hair Slaughtery.
Welcome to Hair Slaughtery.
A new invented podcast.
It's very inventive, and don't be nervous. It's okay. Yeah. So on this podcast, welcome. Hi.
Hey.
We're gonna talk about. We're all hairdressers, by the way. We're hair.
You guys don't have to hold it like close to your mouth either. It'll pick you up. Yeah.
We're hair.
Yeah, it'll pick you up.
We're hairstylists, and we're gonna talk about our experiences and what it's like, and also whatever the fuck we feel like it.
Yes.
Exactly.
And like one episode can be about hair, another episode can be about.
Or it'll be about like anything, and then we'll throw like a hair fact.
Yeah.
Like a random hair fact.
Yeah.
Okay, so hair fact, tea tree is really good for your hair and cleansing your hair. Oh wait, your scalp. Cleansing your scalp.
Yes.
Correct me, you guys. If I
Your
fuck
scalp,
up.
your scalp, your scalp.
Literally your scalp. So that was hair fact number 1.
But we should also introduce ourselves.
Go
We should.
first.
So I'm
go ahead.
Hannah.
Go first.
Do we want to say our ages too?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, why not?
Okay, so I'm Hannah.
your sign.
And I'm 26. I'm an Aquarius.
Ooh, yummy.
Okay.
Kayla, 24, Pisces. Pisces Aquarius cusp though.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'm different.
Yeah.
Your turn.
I'm Bree, and I am 23, but I'm gonna turn 24 next
Woo,
month,
woo.
and I'm a Virgo.
Happy early birthday, Bree.
Oh, thank you.
Happy
Thank you.
birthday. We're still trying to figure out like a schedule for this.
Yeah, I'm thinking every Tuesdays because I'm available every Tuesdays.
Yeah.
But it
I'll
really
have
just
it
depends
by-
on my schedule, so
She's
we'll
so
figure it out.
busy.
Yeah.
Fitness for us, I guess.
Yeah, I know it. She's like
Yeah.
Julia Roberts. She's like, I'm so Julia.
So I guess our first episode will be like what made us like get into doing hair. I guess.
Okay,
What would you guys say?
Do you want to go one at a time and
I
say?
think we should do like 1, 2, 3.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
I
tell
don't think
Hannah.
I should go first.
No, Hannah,
Really?
tell. I feel like you should tell your
Okay,
story.
you want me to go
Tell your
first?
story and
Okay.
like say how you wanted, like why you wanted to do hair and what got you into it and how you feel like you're doing and your story. Tell us your story.
Well, okay, so how I got into doing hair is kind of funny. So I never really had an interest in it until probably my junior year of high school. I would always like do my own hair for school dances or friends' hair for school dances, and I just enjoyed like getting yelled at teachers like, this isn't a hair school.
Oh,
But even when you're in hair school, they yell at you not to play with your friend's hair, so it's kind of ironic that like they tell you that.
isn't
I
this
think.
what you want me to learn?
Right, it's like you want me to learn how to braid, but yet you're yelling at me.
I'm saying.
So I kind of was like, my senior year, I was kind of like, I think I want to go to hair school. Like, I think I want to go to cosmetology school. So I told my dad, and my dad actually toured my beauty school with me. Like, he went with me and,
That's so
like,
sweetie.
toured it. Yeah. And I toured 2 schools. I did not like the first one. It was
Why?
not for me. It was a Paul Mitchell school. And, like, I just didn't like Paul Mitchell just because, like, you're only learning Paul Mitchell. Like,
Yeah,
no
their
offense to
products
anybody
and
who
shit.
went to
Same
Paul
with
Mitchell.
Aveda, girl.
But, like, I just didn't like...
Isn't it like more hours too in that?
Yeah, and I didn't like the setup. I don't know. I just didn't like the school. So the school I went to is called Grabber School of Hair Design. I went to school in Missouri, which is where I'm from.
Hey, Missouri.
Oh,
and
like the
then
river.
and then I just ended up going into hair school because I just kind of like had an idea that I thought I wanted to do hair. And I kind of just went for it. I was like, well, let's just see what happens. Like, let's just see what comes of it.
How many
and-
hours? Sorry to cut you off. Is it in Missouri?
1,500. Yeah, so I went for
Damn,
10
so
months full time.
That's 300 more. Wait, you said
Because we're 1,200.
yeah, we're 1,200 hours.
Yeah, because I was able to transfer.
Girl,
my
I barely
license
made it
here.
through. I don't know how
Yeah.
you
Do you have to take extra like credits and shit like that?
What?
Because I had more
There's
than
a bug.
required hours. But yeah, so I ended up just kind of just going for it and was like, let's just see what happens. And then I just ended up falling in love with hair. I've been doing hair now for 8 years and I love it. I love it. I'm so passionate about it. I love what I do.
Yay.
So yeah, that's my kind of little crazy story about how I got into doing hair.
She's also a manager.
Yeah,
She's
I'm
the
actually.
manager. She's our
um,
manager.
Yeah, we actually work together. But I ended up in January of this year. I ended up getting a promotion to be a salon manager. So,
Well-deserved.
yeah.
and I got
She
transferred
deserves
to their
it.
salon, and we just kind of hit it off and became friends. So
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't really like that.
A lot of
yeah, they don't
people-
like us
they
because
don't
they
like
think I'm
it.
like favoriting them.
We're Hannah's favorite. She literally feeds us from
No, it just sucks
a golden
because
spoon.
we're all like the same age group, so that just
Yeah.
automatically means like, favoritizing them when it's like, sorry that we're just vibing.
I know.
Yeah.
Period.
Just chilling. Okay,
Is it my
Kayla,
turn?
it's your turn. It's your turn.
So I dropped out of high school. I dropped out of high school when I was 16, and then I was like, fuck, what am I going to do? Like, literally, what am I going to do? Because my parents were like, you have to literally work, or you have to go to school, or you got to find your own fucking place. We're going to kick you out. So I was like, okay, valid. So I was really into, like, it was 2016. Like, everybody was doing makeup at the time. Do you guys remember that, like, makeup era? That shit was crazy.
Yeah.
Manny MUA.
Yeah, that was my first shit. Like, I literally wanted to be a makeup artist. So I went into cosmetology not knowing that it was about hair. I never gave a fuck about hair. I was never interested in hair. So when I went to the school, my Joe went to Lake Tech, I was like, you know what, let me give hair a try. And I ended up graduating from hair school. But I didn't get into it until like 4 years later. Like when the pandemic happened, I was like,
Yeah.
I finally, dude. I was
Yeah,
like,
I don't think I really started loving my job, like what I do, until like 2 years in.
Really?
Yeah,
No,
because
like,
the first year you're like learning everything, and like
It's
you're trying to learn it
scary.
your
It's a
own
lot.
way and remember
You
it's
have to
so
learn
scary.
literally
That's
so
probably
much.
why I didn't get into it though, because I got my license at like 17. Nobody wanted to hire me, like
Right.
literally
It's
nobody.
so hard to get hired if you don't have
dude.
experience.
If you don't have experience.
Like any job, but especially
That's why you
like
have to go
hair.
for like a chain salon where they're just
Exactly,
This is
girl.
why I ended up going to like the little corporate job.
It helps
that
you
we're in right
grow.
now.
It really
Yeah.
It
does.
does. But anyway, I did get 2 assistant jobs, but they fucking fired me low key. They didn't want to train me, and I get it. Like you don't have to that type of shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, I worked at Universal Studios Orlando Resort for 4 years, and then pandemic happened, and I was like, I have to get into hair. And I ended up going to the little corporate job that I'm at right now, 4 years, and I've learned so much. I've grown so much. I feel really confident with where I'm at right now, and I love my job. I would not change it for anything. And I've met the 2 most beautiful women in the whole entire world.
Stop.
I really love those ladies.
Don't even say it.
Period. Okay.
Okay.
Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi. This is my story. So mine is kind of similar to yours, because
You dropped out? You dropped out.
I didn't drop out. I wish I would have. Shoot.
I'm so envious.
No.
of people who didn't graduate.
But I did graduate high school, and then I went to, like, when you graduate high school, they're like, you have to choose what you want to do right now.
I hate that they push that.
Yeah,
though.
they
that
really
you have
push
to
it
know,
on you.
like, right
And I
then
was
and there.
I
It's
was
really
very
annoying.
into like makeup YouTubers, and like I used to do my own makeup all the time, and I used to watch like tutorials and stuff.
Nikki tutorials type shit.
Girl, I loved Nikki tutorials.
Loved
I used
her
to watch
too.
her all the time, and I used to watch like Manny MUA and
Kylie Jenner era was crazy.
Yeah.
Too. Do you remember,
Yeah.
like,
someone who shall not be named.
Or James Strong.
Oh,
I actually did like the palette though.
the
His
palette,
palette
the
is
palette.
really
ate.
good.
Do you know it got discontinued?
Yeah, because it stained people's fucking eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that it was so pigmented though.
Yeah.
But anyways, so
Isn't that how he sings?
bring me a little water, Sylvie.
Anywho.
Anyways, back on track. This is what happens when you start a podcast with people who have ADHD.
Neurodivergence,
Yeah.
Literally.
Anywho, so I was like, well, I watch all of these YouTubers. I want to try to be a makeup artist. And then I put cosmetology because I was like, that's like in the realm.
Yeah,
in the
for
same
sure.
realm.
Yeah, it's in the
And
realm.
it's like hard. I feel like it's really hard to actually make it as a makeup artist.
Yeah.
Because
It's so
like
competitive.
it really is, and
And
there's
everybody
you don't
wants to do
have
makeup.
many opportunities,
No.
like unless it's like a wedding or it's like prom.
Yeah.
But hair you can do all the time. Like everyone's always gonna
Hold that a little higher.
everyone's
There
always
you go.
gonna need a haircut. You're all bless you. Like everyone's always gonna need a
Yeah.
haircut. Everyone wants to get color and stuff. So I was like, I'm just gonna do hair because hair is fun, and I really liked coloring my hair when I was growing up and having fun hair color. So I went to college, a tech college, and
Which one?
it was Orange Tech.
Okay.
So I went to Orange Tech, and I went to the cosmetology program, and they didn't teach you much. They really
They
didn't.
usually never do
Jack
in school.
shit.
They do not,
It's
literally.
fucking easy.
But our program was so outdated, like
Same with
very
mine.
outdated. All we did was
Perms.
a lot of perms. I'm like, girl, Be for real. I do not want to do perms all day.
Yeah.
Like, no.
They
Also,
taught us, like, the basic men's cut. Like, it was
Well,
just,
my
like,
min, like for me, like at my school, we learned men's cuts in like 2 days.
same.
And then the
really.
first time I was on the floor, like my first time ever taking clients on the floor, my first haircut was men's cut, and I was like,
I know you were
I
I don't know
would've
what
walked
the
away.
hell I'm doing, and I was like, I had to go get my teacher. I was like, I don't know how to cut this guy's hair. Like,
No.
what do I do? She's like, you didn't learn it. I said, we learned men's cuts in like
guys
2
taught us-
days. Like,
yeah.
I can't learn a men's cut in 2 days.
no.
Like, I
Girl, I'm still learning it.
Yeah.
But, so I went to that school, and they taught us perms, like, every day, and roller sets every day. And, yeah. Like, it was... Which I didn't want to do. I'm like, I do not give a fuck about perms
Yeah.
or roller
It's
sets.
so outdated. Like,
I know.
And
And
goddamn 2024.
You want to take a guess how many days we learned how to do highlights?
Um,
1,
Really?
2 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 days we learned highlights, and that's like the main service that everyone gets. Everyone gets
yeah,
highlights.
everyone gets
Like,
highlights or balayage.
Yeah.
We didn't
or,
even
like,
learn about balayage. in high
we
school
didn't. We
at
did not
all.
learn about
Yeah.
balayage
I didn't
either.
learn balayage until like, cause balayage. So I graduated. I got my license in 2017.
Mhm.
So
I got mine in 2021.
balayage really wasn't a thing until then. So I didn't learn how to balayage until I was in my first salon.
Yeah, I don't think my teacher knew
And like,
how to.
I
maybe.
like had to learn it on my own. And my first balayage was
I
ugly.
feel bad for
Girl.
everybody
was
that I
so
fucked up.
bad.
No,
I mean, I'm
like-
really good at it now, but back then,
Yeah.
I like had to fuck up. A couple
Because like it
people.
was so new. Like now they teach it in schools, but they don't teach that
No.
anymore. I don't think.
It sucks that as a hairdresser you have to fuck up people's hair, like to
get
better.
But
And
sadly,
I'm like,
that's like the way it goes.
yeah, we like apologize to everyone that we fucked up.
I've
Yeah.
had people be super angry at me.
Oh, I
When
have too.
I've done a few men's cuts when I first started off. And
Yeah.
like, they were just yelling at me. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I just don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, that's the only way you're gonna learn, like trial and error. Type
Exactly. But so then we did that, and then I felt like when I graduated hair school, I didn't know how to do anything because they didn't teach me how to do anything.
Yeah.
So I was I'm gonna be an assistant. So I was an assistant for like 2 years.
It's such a long time.
It's a long time.
That is a
but
long time to be an
it's-
assistant.
It's scary because I hate change. Like, I really hate change. That's why I stayed an assistant for so long, because I
Yeah.
was so scared to actually become a hairdresser. And, like, I was scared that I wasn't going to give people, like, the best service that they wanted.
For sure.
And it was, like, just really scary. So that's the reason. I was, like, comfortable as an assistant. And
Yeah.
that's why.
Well, that makes sense because you can still learn and like there's more
Yeah.
potential to grow.
Yeah, but I also learned a lot being an assistant. Like, my first boss, like, the first job I worked at, it was a salon. It was a Winter Park salon, and it was privately owned. And I worked with my boss, and I loved her. She was very nice. Other people weren't so nice. But in this industry, a lot of people
I would
suck.
say that's like the thing in this
Like-
industry. People suck and they treat you like garbage.
A lot of
and,
people
like,
are actually evil in this
I
industry.
feel like
Yeah.
a lot of hairstylists have a superior complex.
They do.
when they get to this high point, especially like Orlando and Winter Park stylists.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
Like,
for
fucking
sure.
shit,
They do.
man.
It's like, it's so weird because you, like, if you're a hairdresser and you have, like, a lot of followers online, you get, like, this big ass head, and you're, like, immediately you're better than everyone, you're putting everyone else down,
It's
you're
like you started
keeping...
from the bottom too, though. Like, not
Exactly.
all
I'm like,
artists,
everyone
Yeah.
started from where we're from. Like, you graduated school, you had to learn. So don't treat people that are learning and, like, trying to grow like shit.
Yeah,
Like, that
I
sucks.
agree.
But anyways, I worked there. My boss taught me a lot. She had her own business inside of the salon that I worked at. She was like a booth renter. So I helped her, and she pushed me to do things that I was really scared to do. And that's how I learned, because you have to do stuff to learn, or else, you know.
No, for sure.
But yeah, so I was an assistant at 2 salons. I was an assistant at another salon in Winter Park. And then I came to the salon that we all work at now that must not be named.
Yeah.
It's a corporate salon. It's not too shabby. We only get 46% commission.
But the nice thing is though is like you can work your way up and like if you sell like retail you get extra like 2% commission.
and it's flexible, like scheduling, which is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be better if we, pocketed all the money.
Yeah,
right.
that would
Instead of them
be
taking,
nice.
but like the nice thing about our company though is they have a lot of like the one thing about I will say about the company we work for is like the free education that they get.
That's what I was gonna talk
like
about.
that's like the main
Yeah.
thing, because a lot of salons like they'll make you pay for education when ours is like
Exactly.
free. You just sign up, go to the class, or it's like an online class you can
Yeah.
go to.
I
And-
would love to learn about hair extensions, though. They don't offer
Yeah.
hair
Well, we're
extension
supposed to be
classes.
getting them.
Dead
Like, we're
ass?
supposed to be getting, like, hair talk. They were talking about this for the
Oh,
last year now.
Okay.
And some salons are trying them out now. So, like, it's just like a waiting...
Excuse me.
It's just like a waiting game.
So, this is my experience. I will not name this person, but with a very popular, should I talk tea? Am I gonna get canceled?
I don't think you should say the name.
Yeah,
but
I'm
you
not.
definitely shouldn't say the name.
I'm gonna be vague.
Yeah.
So, I was working at my first job, and this person, they had a lot of... What?
No, I'm sorry.
The bird?
The tea. The
Oh.
tea is funny.
Yeah, well, okay. Anyways, so, I was working at my first job, and there were 2 influencers that worked at the salon I was working at, and they were both really mean, like, very mean. Yeah. They had a lot of followers on Instagram, like, their hair Instagrammers, I guess, but...
Not even to sound like a hater. Like, if you have a lot of followers, like, props to you. Like, you worked for it.
Exactly.
Like,
Well, they definitely deserve their followers, like, for sure, because
But
they're...
those are the type of people that are, like, rude. I feel like...
Girl.
Not to say all of them are, but I feel like a good chunk of them...
Yeah.
it gets to their fucking
Because
head.
It really
especially,
does.
Like, the TikTok hairstylists.
Girl, don't
like,
even get me started.
There's a like a
Don't
handful.
get me
Don't get me wrong.
started.
There's a lot that I watch and I'm like, oh wow, like that's actually really cool, or you're really good. But like I feel like some of them, like
They
it
shit
gets
on
to
you.
their head, and then yeah, like they like shit on you, and it's like
They
awful.
do.
The ones who are like, you're not a valid stylist if you're working for a corporate salon.
Yeah,
I
dead
hate
ass,
those
dead
type of
ass.
People like, girl, you started off at a fucking.
But there's
corporate
like
salon.
some where I've heard people met them and they're like the nicest people they've ever
Some
met.
people, those are like the good influencers. Like there are some influencers that
Yeah.
really like help other people and they actually care. But the ones that I was working with was not.
I love alternative hairstylists. Like,
All-
shout out to Scandalous Artistry.
Oh,
I would
girl,
love-
Emily, hi, I love you.
No, they have really good content, and they seem like all sweethearts there. Like,
Yeah.
Like, those are
Yeah,
cool people.
Emily, I know her. She's very nice. Nikki, I actually DM'd her a while ago because I really wanted to assist there, but she wasn't looking for assistance.
Yeah.
But
her salon is fucking
her salon is
insane.
so cool. Like
they're
everyone
just-
there
yeah.
seems like really cool.
They follow me on Instagram.
Yeah.
Very supportive.
Yeah,
people.
yeah,
that's
they
cool.
are. They
We
they
love,
like,
hairstylists who support each other.
yeah.
Girl support
Especially
girls.
like the big,
Please.
especially like the big named ones, or like the ones who were like famous. I
Yeah.
guess.
Like you're not too good to like talk to us
Right.
lowly peasants.
Literally, I love a
Right.
plur ass fucking stylist. Like,
Yeah. But anywho, so
Okay, back to the fucking
back
guy.
to the tea. So this
A crazy story, but I was working at Tipsy Hair Salon, and I don't care if this gets out there. I worked for Homegirl. She was like, I want you to be my assistant manager. Or my assistant, assistant. And I was like, okay, like, period. And I bought so many things. I was so happy. I did let her know, too. I was like, just so you know, I don't have any experience. And she was like, dude, that's totally fine. So the next day I came into my shift, and she asked me to wash her hair. I washed her hair, and she was like, I fucking hate how you wash my hair. You did not do it correctly. I don't have time to train you. I'm actually firing you. Dude, and the thing is, I had, like...
That's
I had
crazy.
literally
That is
I quit my
crazy.
full-time job at Universal, too. Like, I literally quit it to work with her, and then I was devastated. Like, I
just
literally-
because she didn't like the way that you
just
washed
'cause,
your
yeah,
hair.
I feel like
and
it's
she,
a-
like, sorry to cut you off, but she
you're
also was like, I want you to buy extensions so you can have long hair because I want this specific look at my salon.
What?
And I was like, girl, I'm not paying
So
paying
weird.
for $4,000.
But I feel like that's like a lot of
The
salons.
bougier
like a lot of like
salons.
bougie salons, and that's like the stuff you don't really know until you get in there and you're like, this isn't for me.
And you're like, damn,
discourages
everyone here
you.
sucks
It
booty,
discourages
actually.
because it makes you
Yeah.
feel like you're not gonna be good enough,
Yeah.
like on how you look already. And I feel like that's something that's like so like not talked about.
Yeah,
They're
she was really
basically-
adamant too about like I feel like there was another like salon too that I worked like that was like that, but they were like, oh, you need like button up shirts and you need to wear like a hat and like these like specific skirts, like we want this image, and I was like, why? Like I want to wear the fuck what I want to
Why
wear.
can't I be myself? Like,
Literally.
just literally go up to me and spit in my fucking face.
Right.
it doesn't like let you be yourself, and it
No.
already like you start off in a wrong fucking foot. So that's some tea in the hair industry.
Yeah.
T.
Tea as fuck. When did hair click for us? Because it didn't click for me until like
Yeah.
probably the second year in. I was like, oh, now I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
'Cause it was just really, it was really hard. I didn't understand like that it was actually. I don't know how to explain it. Actually.
I feel like for me, like, it didn't really start clicking until I started with this company 4 years ago. I only say that because of, like, women's hair. Because the salon that I started at, like, in the state of Missouri, like, when you graduate cosmetology school, you get, like, a student license. So you're actually allowed to work on your student license until you get your license under the supervision of, like, your salon manager.
Really?
Mm-hmm. But the salon that, like, I worked at, like, she allowed me to do that, but it was always, like, it wasn't all the time, and I feel like I didn't learn really anything. Like, I didn't understand the color wheel at all.
Yeah.
Like,
same.
I did not understand that until someone explained it to me with the company that we're at now,
My manager
at
helped
my
me so
old
much.
salon, and, like, when she broke it down for me, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
like, that
That's-
makes sense.
That's the one thing I
And I
thought
wasn't,
that
like-
I was like, yes.
And I wasn't confident, like, and then when I moved, when we worked on base, I only did men's hair. So that's where I really learned,
Yeah.
like, and picked up men's hair.
Which your fades are fucking insane.
Yeah, they really
But that's
are.
because
I
that
wish I could fade
military,
like that.
military experience. But I didn't really start, like, I guess, like, being really good at color and stuff until I actually, like, understood, like, the color wheel and, like, color theory. And then that's when everything just clicked for me. I was like, oh, okay, well, this makes sense. And I feel like that's, like, when I just started, like, feeling more confident. I would say probably at the second year mark when I was with the company is when I really started, like, noticing a difference in myself. Like, I looked at my work on Instagram and I was like, oh, wow, like, that's an improvement, like, from that. Like, if I go back and look at my first balayage with the company compared to what I do now, I'm like, that is, like, a whole different person.
Yeah, sometimes
Like-
I tell her, like, this girl's way too good to be at the job that she's at right now, 'cause
She
it's
is,
fucking
she
insane.
is.
But no, same, like, the second year, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
that's what toner is, that's what the color wheel is, because we didn't learn shit about toner.
They don't
No one
really
taught-
teach you
no
that
one
in
teaches you
school,
about
like,
toner in
and, like, the
school.
first salon I was at, when I would, like, go to, like, tone or gloss, I should say, like, my clients, they would just tell me what to use. They wouldn't explain to me, like, why they were using it. They would just be like, okay, use
Me
this.
too.
And
me
I
too.
would
They're
be like,
just put this
9
on.
GI and 9P,
well,
it's
why?
like, yeah.
And I'm like, now I'm like, okay, so I have this. I need this. I want to go here, so I want to add this to make that. Like,
Yeah, my old boss
chemist in
used
the
to
back.
literally,
like
yeah.
to help me learn. My old boss used to like be like, okay, Brie, what formula would you use
And why, like,
yeah, and
testy
why
type
she
shit.
would.
And that's
Yeah.
like what people would ask me,
And
and
it
then
helped
ask
me
me
a
like when I
lot.
really started, like, oh, they'd be like, well, why would you choose that? And I'm
Yeah.
like, well, because of this. Or like, I could see where you're coming from, but this would be better.
Yes, I love that. I
Yeah.
love when people teach you like that.
And I've like really thought about, like, even now I still think about like putting like the color wheel, like getting a tattoo like on my arm.
Okay,
that'd be so
Like,
color
I
wheel
feel like that would be,
That's
like,
way better than the bitches who get the fucking
I feel like
scissors.
that. I mean,
Everyone
I
has-
low-key
Sorry if
have-
I'm sorry if you have a scissors.
I
Everyone
low-key-
has a
okay,
scissors.
like I have scissors, but mine says love, and the V is a pair of scissors.
That is
So
really
it's
cute.
not like
I
it's
low-key want some
basic, but
scissors,
it's
too.
not. But I feel like that would be super cute, like doing like the color wheel, and then maybe like a color brush next to it or
would be
something. Like,
cute.
I feel like that would be cute.
I
And then if
Like-
people ask me, I'd be like, oh, well, that's the color wheel. I'm a hairstylist. Here's my card.
Yeah.
And we like segue.
literally every time we had to do like the color wheel in cosmetology school, I was like, yes, because I like painted a lot growing up, so,
So
I
you
like it
understood
helped me.
it.
You were in
Yeah.
art class
I was
too,
in
right?
I was in art classes every single year because I love doing art.
Wait,
and I
not
love
to
drawing.
glaze you or anything, but I think that you're really good at it.
You are really good at
be, like
it.
whipping that shit up and
For
I'm
real.
like,
You'd be like,
yes, dude.
side note, she mixed the color for my hair.
Beautiful.
did,
You
I
can't see it in
did.
the lighting here, but it's like this.
It's like a lavender
lilac.
purple, like really.
Thank you. That means a lot to me.
Also, they didn't teach you like how to talk to people and like
no,
consultations. Like
I had social
I'm
anxiety
neurodiverse,
like
literally.
hella.
I have
like
really
a
bad
lot.
social anxiety too,
Yeah.
and like I'm on the spectrum by the way, but I didn't know how to talk to people. I didn't understand social cues and like how to keep like conversations going until like the more that I did it, I was like, okay, like you can just see like what client wants to talk to you and what client doesn't want to talk to you.
Yeah, you can usually tell.
Yeah, and it just gets repetitive, and you're like, oh, okay, like I'm more confident with what I'm doing now. So it's really just like,
Yeah,
again,
it's just
trial
about
and
like
error.
finding your groove too, and be like, okay, like And the 3 things I tell you not to talk about is religion, politics.
Yes.
Or those are really the main 2
Especially,
things.
religion
People
and politics.
always want to
Like,
talk
and
about
people always wanna
politics
talk about
during
it, and,
voting,
like,
and you're
you,
like, that's crazy.
When you
I
first
don't
get
know.
into it, like, I was like, how do I, like, change the topic?
But they
without
want
changing the
to.
topic?
They like really push
And then
it
I'll
on
just,
you.
like,
But they're like, who are you
if
actually
they want to
voting
talk
for?
about it, I let them, but I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm not about to give you my opinion
I do the same
because
thing. I'm like, there's people around.
there's
I can't
people
help it.
around.
Exactly.
I'd be like, I
Like,
don't feel comfortable
It's
talking
not.
about
It's none of your
this.
business either. Like,
Yeah.
why do you need to know?
I have this
Yeah.
specific client that always talks about politics, and like it's.
I hear it.
awkward.
I hear
You
it when
know
she's
what?
there. And, like, sometimes I listen to the conversations that you're having, and I'm like,
Yeah, and then I'm just like,
did
I
she
can't
just say
it.
that?
Yep,
Did she
yep.
just say? What is like the one thing that I was like, oh my god, that she said? I forgot.
I think I had a client talk about like who was low key ableist.
Yeah,
Down syndrome and
ableist.
stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah, and that's fucking crazy too. Because I have a sister who like has basically Down syndrome. So like whenever people talk about that shit, I'm just like,
It
no.
like, yeah, it puts
Yeah.
you like on edge.
You're like, let's actually
And I don't
change
want
the
to argue
subject.
with clients too about it. and
Yeah,
stuff, so
because
I'm just
everyone
like-
is gonna think their opinion.
People
is right
Wait,
when it
there
comes
have
was a
to
time
strong
where, like, I'm
opinions.
Hispanic. I'm literally Mexican. And my parents are like fucking. They crossed the border type shit. And I had a client tell me like, "Oh, I hate people who came to this country and stuff." Mind you, I have
That's
a Mexico.
insane.
Yeah, girl. I have a Mexico flag on my thing. and
She
I was like,
literally has a Mexican flag right there.
Right
like, can you
there,
not
like,
see?
I mean, it's
Say
not hard
anything.
to see. It's like,
So crazy.
I mean, it's probably like this big.
I
like,
see it every time I walk in. I like
think
look
you
at
heard that
it.
shit, too.
I did. I
That
was
is
like,
crazy.
And it's like, what the fuck do I say? Like, do I argue with my client? Like, fuck you
I
for
wouldn't
being
say
racist.
anything.
I would've
would
just been
stop
like,
talking at
No,
that
I
point.
literally
Okay.
changed the subject. I was like, do you want any
have
product in your
to.
hair today?
insane, insane.
I feel
Some
like
people,
another
bro.
thing that like people don't really talk about is like the body pain we endure.
Oh, girl, my back hurts so bad right
my
now.
back and like my neck to like my mid back is wrecked. Like, and I've only been doing this for 8 years. Like, it's so hard on your body. Like, I always told myself like if 8 years ago, if I would have known the body pain I would be in, I probably would have reconsidered being a hairstylist. Like,
Unfortunately, yeah.
unfortunately, I would have.
For me, my wrist hurt a lot at night, like specifically right here.
It's
Yeah.
carpal tunnel, girl.
Dude, I
It's
fucking
carpal tunnel.
know it. And
We
I
Every
just-
hairstylist
Most
has carpal
hairstylists
tunnel.
has carpal tunnel, but like
I
that's
don't know
why we
any
have to
hairstylists
like
that don't.
or rotator cuff injuries. Like
I
that's
have
Yeah.
this fucking knot in
one.
my goddamn shoulder, bro.
That's probably what it's from.
Yeah, no, because I'm always.
It's just
doing blow
because like
dries.
it's just like our muscles are always sore and like they're always in the same position, so it's just like
Yeah.
Your
the
feet.
repetitive movement
My
of the
wrist
same thing.
right here the other day, I like couldn't even move my wrist because it hurt so
like
bad.
especially when you've been working all day and like you're constantly doing foiling and you're like this or doing like cutting like
Yeah.
Can we
and
talk
you-
about like trying to be healthy while you're a hairstylist?
yeah.
No, actually, it's
Yeah.
hard, especially during
It's
Christmas.
very hard,
It
like
is.
especially holiday
Regularly?
season. Yeah.
dude. I remember like last year and the year before that, it was so hard for me to get food in. Like I had to do clients.
Yeah,
back to back.
because
Yeah,
like holiday
it's-
season for hair, I feel
it's
like holiday season
insane.
in general, not just like Christmas time, but like holiday
Yeah,
season in
like,
general is like
Any holiday,
intense.
it's like
My favorite
insane.
holiday is
Because it's like we
Valentine's
literally
Day.
run off.
My
Like,
favorite is
coffee.
Halloween.
What's your favorite holiday?
I feel like mine's Christmas.
Okay, Christmas.
Valentine's, and
Halloween.
But I don't.
Love
I
Halloween.
would also maybe say Valentine's, but I also don't because it's very close to my birthday.
I don't
Oh, yeah,
like
January
Valentine's Day
19th.
because love isn't real.
That's another topic. That
That's
we
a
can talk
topic
about
that we'll
another
talk
day.
about.
We'll talk about that. we'll
But
talk
I
about that
feel
another
like,
time.
But like going back to like the eating healthy thing, like it's so hard because like you are either snacking or drinking coffee. Like sometimes you don't even have time to go to the bathroom.
Those memes that people say like, oh, stylists only fucking vape and drink coffee. It's true.
It's
That's
It
all
is.
true.
they
It
do,
really
vape
is
and
true.
fucking drink coffee.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's hard to like intake your water too because you want to piss all the fucking time. but
Yeah,
you can't 'cause
but you don't
you're-
have time.
Yeah.
Like,
I know a lot of like stylists that say they get UTIs. Like,
Yeah,
really
Because we're so
You know-
used to holding our pee.
you know what's
and,
really
like,
bad?
What?
Sometimes I feel like a lot of hairstylists do this, but sometimes I like want to finish something. So if I do a highlight and I have to pee before the highlight, I'll wait until after the highlight, so it's like a reward.
See, that's it.
Do you do that? Do you do that?
I know somebody
No,
that
like-
shit themselves.
Well,
and
actually-
yeah, like literally, they farted and fucking shit. I'm not gonna tell you. I knew.
Wait,
that.
at
They
our
sharted?
salon?
I'll tell you who it is after.
At our
this.
salon?
Not at our salon. They don't work there anymore. I'll tell you later.
But like, if I have to go to the bathroom really, really bad, and it's in the middle of a highlight, I will tell my client like, "Hey, I do apologize. I have to go to the bathroom." Especially like if
I'm gonna
I
be like,
have
hey,
to, like,
it's like
if I
running
have to-
down my, it's running down my leg right now.
But like, if I have to like, if I'm like about to pee my pants, yeah. like I'm not gonna hold it because then it just starts hurting, and then like that's all you're focusing on. Like you're not focusing on your placement or like the cleanliness of
and
it.
I don't want the ushy gushy puss.
Last week I was doing a full highlight, and I was like, I think I was on like the last section of her head, and all of a sudden the urge to fucking blow that shit up. Like it was bare hours. I had to shit.
Like, rush through the
No,
highlight.
I did. I
had
had to shit so bad, bro. And I was literally like sweating, and I had like the chills. I was like, finish this highlight
I
right
was
now.
doing a foil, and I literally didn't say anything to him. I just walked away. I was like, I'm gonna get.
I think I remember that, and she ran into the bathroom. I was like, I literally I looked at the person sitting next to me at the dryer. I was like, she's about to take a shit.
And
You're like, how can you tell? I said because she told me this morning before she started.
I think I was like, girl, I feel it cooking up.
She
in
got
there.
bubble guts. Bubble
Literally,
guts.
I try not to eat like a big heavy meal before I do something crazy like that.
I don't either. That's also why I'm kind of scared to eat, because I low-key, I think I have IBS, like for sure.
Did I?
Yeah.
You should take digestive enzymes. Those have.
But then don't you like shit a lot if you
Yeah,
take
but it
those?
helps like.
But it helps, like, digest and
and your
everything,
gut
yeah.
health. And
Yeah, but,
everything.
like-
Kombucha helps out a lot.
But like
too.
then I'm gonna have to shit more, right?
Well, yeah, and then changing your diet as well.
Yeah.
I mean, it is hard though. I get it, but
Yeah.
digestive enzymes do fucking help out a lot.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But I feel like there's just so much stigma, like around that, like stigma,
No, I'm just kidding.
like around the like hair
Sigma?
industry.
Ligma?
like around like our like career. Like I feel like there's just so much like good and bad that comes out
There,
of it.
I feel like it's equal, because especially like
yeah.
I would do this again though. I would choose my career again.
I would
Like,
too,
I
but
love my career. Like even though like you deal with angry people and like
Yes.
it can be difficult
Some
at
people are
times. but
Dealing
it's
with
also,
angry
like-
people is
but,
so
like,
scary.
like when you do something really good and seeing people's reactions, like is genuinely why I do what I do. Like I love like spinning them around in the chair and then just be like,
yeah.
I love it. Or they'd be like, oh my god, this
Yeah.
is better than what I was expecting.
Exactly, and they're like, I actually like myself
it's,
now,
like, and
and
the
I'm like,
relationships that you make with people.
Yes,
Dude, I love my
like,
regulars. Like they're
my
I do too.
regulars,
They're so
I
sweet.
like most of them I've been doing now since I've started with the company.
Yeah.
And like you create that relationship, they ask you how you're doing, you know how they're doing, like you know everything about them, and like they'll even bring you like drinks or food or like
They're like friends.
or like they'll even like during the holiday season, I love when you have a regular like your regulars and like you have a good relationship. They actually bring you like a Christmas gift.
I know they'll
like,
give you a little
and that's
gift,
something
and
they
I'm
don't
like,
even
you like
have to
me?
do.
I've had this client, like it's been 4 years.
Or they'll tip you extra. Like I love holiday season because it's like okay, like if you're a regular that I've known for like 3 years, they'll be like, oh, here's an extra $50.
Yeah.
and they just tip you that
had a-
because
I
they
had a
like
client
your
do that to
work,
me.
and
Exactly.
they're like, oh, it's holiday season, like you know, you got to treat your stylist good.
Yeah.
you know.
Oh, I'm not gonna say her last name, but came in one day. It was like Thanksgiving, and she's like, "I could not book with you because you were fully booked, but here's like an extra tip for you, just because
Oh,
it's Thanksgiving."
Yeah.
she's sweet. She's
she's
really
such a
sweet.
Like I had one of my
sweetie pie.
clients.
She is.
He got me. His name is Connor. He actually got me.
Connor.
Like at my old salon, like he was like, I wanted to get. He collects like jewels and stuff, so he actually like
Like a
got-
crystal?
Yeah, like jewels or like diamonds and stuff. He actually
Oh,
got
what
me.
the fuck? Let me
Yeah, so like he actually
She's
got
like,
me them.
Does
Like,
she have rose
one's
quartz?
like I have to send you guys a picture, but like I think one's like an amethyst and then like two
My
opals on the
birthstone.
side.
Your birthstone is
Same.
amethyst?
Mine's an amethyst
I
too.
thought you were
February.
January. Oh, February 18th. February 18th.
Yeah.
Mine's a sapphire.
But so he actually got them for me, and
Yeah.
they're in like this cute little container that's like this big. And I was like, "What's this for?" He's like, "Just because they appreciate you and care about you." And like
I'd
the
be like, I
times
have
that
to change
like
my underwear right now.
and like the times that
my
like
God.
he's been late and like rescheduled, he's like, "I just appreciate you like for working with me and always like being patient and stuff."
That's
And everyone's
sweet.
like, "Oh, like he did that nice." I'm like, "Guys, no, like he's super gay. He talks to me about his boyfriend all the time."
Yeah.
Like he's just
Is it-
sweet. Like he's caring.
Is it the guy with the blonde hair?
Kind of light?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
His
The guy that gives Nelda cookies all the time too.
No.
That is a sweetheart. No,
Oh,
I'm just
yeah,
saying,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
so sweet. Like, homeboy gives her cookies every fucking week.
But yeah,
that is
like
such
he
sweet.
like I love like clients who like that like show their appreciation. Like they're like even if it's the littlest things.
Those are
Yeah.
the people that keep you going. Because I've had times, like, even though I've been doing this for 4 years, you're gonna fuck up. Like, you're gonna do something
You're
that's
gonna
not.
I
do
fucked
something
up
like where
a
you're
lot.
like
Yeah. But I remember I was like sobbing one day for no reason. The hair came out good. The just homegirl was picky. Not everyone's gonna like your art. Period.
It's so hard to
Yeah.
deal with like really picky people. They like really make you want to quit this job
No,
sometimes.
and some people genuinely
Yeah,
are
facts.
mean as fuck,
They're
man.
so mean for no reason.
Or they're like,
I'm
I
like,
don't
sorry
or
for
they're like, oh,
breathing.
Like, he parted my hair wrong. Like, okay,
Okay,
I apologize.
take
Like,
my damn comb and part it
They-
yourself.
literally, it's like
Damn.
the mirror fails people too sometimes. Like they want
and
the
the
Sabrina
lighting,
Carpenter.
like lighting
Yeah.
is all
The
about,
lighting
like, it's all about
next to
lighting.
my
Like, that's
station
why,
is so bad.
That's why I bring people like outside too. Like I'll take my mirror and be like, okay,
I
like
do the
let's
same,
go look at
especially
it
during silver
outside.
colors. Yeah, because
Yeah, like with blondes especially, like, or sometimes with red, because sometimes red picks up different inside.
Yeah.
So I'll like hand them the mirror, like, okay, let's go look at it in the sunlight, and then if you want to adjust it then, and they're usually like, oh, actually, like, I really like the way it looks, and then in your
Yeah.
head you're like, that's what I thought.
literally.
Yeah, some people have, like, I've done highlights and they're like, oh, it's darker than I
Or
thought.
they'll go home and be like, oh, well, it looks yellow, and I'm like, well, because you have warm lights.
Yeah.
over
I
this,
I don't know if you
like,
guys
maybe
are
get a
sensitive
cool tone
or
light.
Emotional, but like every time that I like make somebody upset, it makes me like question my career.
It makes me
choice.
want
No,
to
for sure,
die
it
and
does
also
too,
quit
'cause
my
I'm
job.
I'm like, okay, like, did I do a bad job? Like, what did I do wrong?
Because we're all
like,
turning someone's image. Like you're
Exactly.
It's such a.
It's like a big thing for a lot of people. Also, I had this client that I made really mad. And like I almost quit my job because of this client. Like I had an anxiety attack because it was a balayage. It wasn't as light as she wanted it to be
But
because
sometimes their hair will not go.
dot
she-
gang, little dot collage.
she had it's okay. She had box dye in her hair, and it was like before I started it was probably like a level 6 or a 5. It was probably a 5 actually.
For
It was-
those who don't know, that's like a medium
Chocolate brown.
Yeah, it's like a chocolate brown.
Yeah.
That's me espresso. Anyways, cause I'm a singer. Oh, you look so cute. Right around my finger. Anyways,
Anywho.
oh shit, we might have.
she's
Welcome
gone.
Sabrina to the podcast.
What were we talking about?
Oh, so this client, her hair was a level 5. And she wanted these literally platinum blonde highlights, like literally almost white.
Which is almost impossible.
Unrealistic, by
Yeah,
the way.
and I talked to her about it. I did a full consultation. I was like, hey queen, hey boo, hey love. So
Whatever
yeah,
your choice of words are.
I was like, so do you have anything in your hair right now? Like any dyes or anything? And she was like, yeah, I have box dye in it. Doof! Like, bitch.
You're gonna get a Walgreens goddamn box down.
Yeah.
And expect to be like platinum blonde and like
Exactly.
5 hours.
So
I
if
always show
you're-
people that like reference picture of Kim Kardashian, like you know how she was orange at
Yeah.
one point. Like even the most richest people are not gonna get platinum.
It's impossible.
Because
So
most stylists, like, we could do it, but you're not gonna have hair.
yeah, also
And I'm not about
fry the
to
fuck
compromise
off.
your hair.
you could have it, but it takes time, and
Wait,
you're gonna
posture
have you're gonna have orange hair for a while if you want that kind of hair and your hair's that
Right.
dark with box dye. So I told her, I was like, hey, I was very honest with her, and in this industry you have to be honest with people because you have to lower their expectations or
It's better to under
Yeah.
promise and overachieve than
exactly
over promise.
so then
and
you're like
underachieve.
they're like, oh, you actually did that for me. But if you like are like,
Guys, I
yeah,
have
we're
to pick my
definitely
wedgie. I'm so
oh,
sorry.
pick it. Go pick it, girl. Oh my god. So she I forgot what I was saying before Hannah picked her wedgie.
I know, like the platinum highlights.
Oh,
box
so
dye
she-
outfit.
How
Yeah.
you were like, how we were like, it's better to like under promise.
Yeah, so it's better to underpromise than overpromise because
For sure.
if you
Yeah.
overpromise, they're gonna be like, "What the hell? You like didn't? You said that you could do this and you didn't."
Right.
But so she ended up lifting to a level 7 only, and I left that shit on her hair. Womp womp. So
Level 7, by the way, is like
Like dark blonde.
yeah, chestnut.
it's like a
type of
dark blonde.
yeah.
It's
Like
like
dirty
it's almost a
blonde.
blonde,
Yeah.
like a blonde brown.
Like a blondie. Yeah.
So
cheerleader type of girl.
yeah, and that's all her hair lifted to, or else it was going to break out of her head, out of her skull.
Which is pretty light considering the box dye.
Exactly. I told her in the beginning, in the consultation, I was like, so if you have box dye, I need you to look at me and understand what I'm saying. So if you have box dye in your hair, you go to Walgreens, you put that shit in, and you come to me and ask me for white. It's not happening.
It's not gonna
So
happen.
I was like, hey, so you have box dye in your hair, and can try as hard as I can to lift you as high as I can without your hair falling out. And like, because I don't want your hair to break. So I told her that, and she was like,
she
oh,
understood, right?
she understood. She literally said, that is fine. Like, I'm okay with that as long as it's not yellow. This is exactly what she said to me.
Yeah.
So in the end, it ended up lifting only 2 levels lighter. So it wasn't like a crazy difference, but you could still see it.
Yeah, you have some dimension.
Exactly.
Going on.
So I was able to give her some dimension. And she got so angry with me because like she started yelling at me, screaming at
That's
me,
crazy.
cussing at me,
Also,
putting me down, and I was like,
hormones go in effect too on like how your hair is gonna lift.
exactly.
That is so
So this lady, I was just standing there. There were other clients in the salon. And I was just standing there, like, taking all of these insults from this lady, like, her dealing with her screaming at me.
The fact that you can't contain yourself is fucking crazy.
I know. I was like, what do you have going on in your life that you're this mad?
Degrading someone else's.
Yeah, but
shit.
yeah,
Especially when you already told that it's not going to be achievable.
exactly. When you even agreed, you were like, oh, it's okay as long as it's not yellow. Okay, fine, it's not yellow.
You're not
So
always gonna get your
yeah.
results you want.
You
So-
can't please everybody. That's
Exactly.
Something I
Even
like.
with my hair, I don't have box color in my hair, but whenever you guys try to lighten my hair, that shit only
It's
goes-
orange.
Yeah, it's orange. It's orange
Because
as
your hair's
fuck.
so dark.
Yeah, because
it's
your hair's
Latina
like,
vibes.
yeah, it's
Say Viva
black.
Mexico, you guys. 1, 2, 3. Viva Mexico.
Viva Mexico. But anyways, so this lady was screaming at me. Even the clients in the salon were like, what is happening right now? Like looking
It's making
around.
everyone else around
Exactly. And she was like, I
want
want to talk to your manager. Like, give me your manager right now. And I was like, girl, she is not here. Like, and I was shaking so bad. I literally felt like I couldn't breathe. And I'm like, how?
She discourages you, bro.
It-
words hurt, man.
That was the day, like, she insulted me so bad, and she, like, made me feel so uncomfortable, and, like, that wasn't safe. And I was like, I am not doing hair ever again after that day. But I, like, eventually went back, and
Sometimes people, like,
it's fine now.
clients will, like, tear you down and, like, really make you, like, be like,
Question yourself.
They make you
question
feel like
yourself
shit,
and be
and
like,
also
okay,
awful.
Because then you're going home and you're like, okay, I fucked up this lady's hair.
You're like, do I
I'm
suck?
scared, like, do I
sleep.
suck?
You
Like, you
cannot
can't
sleep.
sleep. Like, you're like, okay, what could I have done wrong? Like, how could I have changed it? Like,
Also, like, I've had people fuck up my nails. I've had people fuck up my eyebrows, but I would never, ever shit on them or, like, yell at
because
them
we're
and make
still
them feel
human at
less
the end of the
than-
day. Because I always tell them, like, when I look at them, I'm like, I understand, like, where you're coming from and why you're upset, but I'm also human. Like, you wouldn't appreciate it if I came into your job and started screaming at you because you messed up a picture.
Exactly.
Like,
It's
I'm
like,
not
I
gonna
know
do
you're not
that.
gonna
Like,
yell over a
I'm not a
cheeseburger like
robot.
this.
No,
I'm
for
not-
real.
I'm not. I make mistakes. I'm human. Like,
I
I'm
know.
gonna mess up.
Yeah. I'm like, I get
But
that
give
this
me
is
the
your
chance
image.
to fix it. Like, if you're not giving me the chance to fix it, then I can't make you happy.
Exactly. It's like, it's crazy. Like, you really do have to have a strong backbone in this industry because you are gonna
for
get,
sure.
you're gonna get yelled at. You're
And I feel
gonna
like-
get shit on,
and that's
and
something
you're
they-
just gonna have to stand
they
there and
don't
take it,
prepare you
and it
for-
sucks.
No, they
in
don't tell you
beauty
about
school.
that in
They don't
school.
tell
They
you
don't tell you
about
that people are gonna
any of
fucking
that
yell at
in
you.
school.
They don't prepare you for that, and it like really destroys your mental health, low key.
Speaking of which, I almost dropped out of cosmetology school because we used to have to do
Really?
pedicures. Yeah, we used to do pedicures.
I hated
I
doing
hated
pedicures. I hated
pedicures.
them.
I had
I was like,
this-
do not make me touch
We
people's
learned,
feet.
like, my school, we learned
please.
nails and pedicures for like 3 weeks.
Same.
And
I
I
think
was
we
like,
did
why?
too.
I am not
Clients
interested in this.
And we had
We
this
didn't have to
elderly
take
lady-
clients
No,
for
we
us
had
things.
to.
I was like,
We
girl,
had to,
I don't
we
want to
couldn't
do
say no.
nails, so why do I have to do that?
Literally.
Yeah.
So then
I don't plan on doing
This elderly
that.
lady come in though. She had a bunch of like open wounds on her because she was
Oh.
diabetic and old. Her
Yeah.
toes were
Yeah.
inward and stuff.
Ugh.
And
Oh.
I literally only cut one toenail, and she literally almost kicked me. She was screaming at me. She's like, "Why the fuck are you in school? Like literally, like go get your fucking instructor." And I was crying. Like I was like,
Oh
if
my
this
God.
is what it's gonna be like, I don't want to fucking do it. And I remember like my teacher had to calm me down and tell me like, "Girl, it's fine. Like there's gonna be people like that. Like it's fine." But if I didn't get that experience, like I don't know.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like that's like so underrated. Like I feel like it should be more talked about.
Mm-hmm.
Like the
Yeah.
bad, the quote unquote
The bad
side,
part,
the
yeah.
bad part.
And also,
because
you
it's
could be like a really good hairstylist, and again, people are gonna be like, "I don't like it."
People are gonna be like
Right.
mad at you no matter what. Like when you're in the service industry, you literally, it is impossible to please everybody. Like
For sure.
even
And
if you
that's
do
something, like-
the most perfect job ever, they're still gonna
That's
find
something
something
I
to complain
learned the
about.
hard way because I'm such a people pleaser.
I am too.
And like
that's why it
for
hurts
me,
so
like,
bad
the
when
first
people
time
are
I ever had
happy.
a
I'm
client
like,
tell me,
"Oh,
like I turned around, I was like, okay, like how do you feel about your hair? She's like, I hate it.
And then you're just standing there like,
Like
You're
I
like,
was just
"Duh."
sitting there and I'm like
You're like, okay.
like my heart stopped and like my stomach sank and I was like, okay, well, what do you not like about it? And then, like, she told me, and I was like, okay, well, give me the chance to fix it. And then she's like, no, I don't want you touching it and fixing it. So I had to go get, like, my assistant manager at the time, because she was the only one there. It was with the company we worked for. It was, like, right when I first started. And I was like, she's like, I'm like, hey, I need your help. She's like, okay, what's going on? And I was like, okay, like, I adjusted her hair. I did exactly what she wanted, but she's telling me she hates it and doesn't want me to fix it. Can you help me? And she went over there and talked to her, and she's like, so my manager ended up fixing it. And all she did to fix it was, like, it was, like, I think it was, like, a single color or something, but she went in and just threw, like, a few highlights to brighten it, because she's like, it's too dark. I'm like, well, I literally showed her the level. Like, we picked out the color we were doing together. Her hair just took it darker.
Do you remember
That
that
really
one
is
client
crazy.
who was like so adamant about me just cutting one like specific layer?
Yes.
So layers. No, literally. Layers,
Like, that's not how layers work, honey.
Was I there?
You,
'Cause
I don't think
she
were,
was
but-
I think you told me.
Yeah, so I literally had to get Hannah because I was like, I was telling the lady, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna cut just one fucking piece of your hair. You're gonna look fucking weird. And
She
was
only
like,
wanted you to put one piece.
She wanted
Yes,
one layer. She
like,
What
literally
the
one
hell?
layer. And she didn't want it, like, blended or anything.
So
And I
weird.
was
You
like-
just want a chunk in the side of your
Yeah.
fucking
I
head.
don't want you to walk around with my work like that. Like, who did your hair?
Yeah.
Okay, like that, whatever. And so I was like, Hannah, please. And
Yeah.
then Hannah was like, just do whatever the fuck she wants. And she didn't leave happy and stuff, but there is some people who just are gonna tell you how to do your
Sometimes,
job.
Some
like-
people ask you for weird
And
ass
that's,
shit,
like,
and you
what
have
I
to
hate.
do
I
it.
hate how people try to tell you how to do my job. Then I'd be like, okay, who went to school
No.
for, like, I went
It's
to
a
school for
backseat
this.
hairdresser, bitch.
Yeah, and they're like, well, that's not how this stylist did it. Okay, well, I'm not that stylist. I have a different way of doing it.
There's
but it's-
many different
I'm gonna
ways.
treat
Wouldn't
you the
question you,
same.
like, why are you cutting my hair dry? Bitch, you have 2 strands of hair. Like, that's why I can cut it
Yeah.
dry.
Right.
You know, it's just stuff
Or
like
you have
that.
curly hair and I want to see it in a natural state, and then I'm gonna wash it and then recut it to make
Cutting
sure that
curly
it's
hair
gonna
is
lay
definitely a little
correctly.
bit more difficult
It is
for
hard.
But I
'cause
hate how
they have
clients are
different
always like, oh, well, you need to
shrinkages
highlight
and
it like
stuff.
this. You need to do that. No, I'm not gonna do that. Like,
Marilyn.
but I'm not gonna allow you to tell me how to do my job, because then you're gonna end up be like, oh, well, I don't like that. That's not what I wanted. It'd be like, well, that's what you told me to do.
Yeah.
like,
So
you're not gonna have the
weird.
one-
Sometimes you just have to put them in their place and be like, okay, well, this is what we're gonna do. I'm not gonna do that because of X, Y, and Z.
Mm-hmm.
I had this one client who asked for curtain bangs. Like, I did literally the same exact thing that they wanted, and they were like, I hate how it looks on me. I hate it. I'm so mad.
It sounds like you have self-image issues.
It's like the mirror failed you, but I did exactly what
Exactly
the
what
fuck
you said,
asked
yeah.
for. And then there
Crazy.
again, like, you feel bad because you didn't do anything. You're like, damn, like, I warned you. Like, you don't have the face shape for it. Because unfortunately, sometimes you don't have the ideal face shape.
And that's why,
for
like,
specific
consultations are super important.
Yeah.
And, like, why we tell people, like, okay, like, well, I recommend doing a face frame versus a bang because it's going to look better on your face shape. Or, like, okay, like, with your face shape, I wouldn't recommend cutting your hair that short because it's going to make it look more round.
Yeah.
Same with, like, longer jaws. You don't want to have, like, a face frame starting at your jaw. It's going to elongate it.
Yeah, it looks,
Right,
it's gonna
yeah,
look
you
long
want
as
it to,
hell.
like, start, like,
Crimson chin
to
ass.
start, like, collarbone level in order for
Yeah.
it to, like, look
Dead
Yeah.
cute. Yeah.
But it's like, hold on. I'm thinking about what I was gonna say.
What's your favorite condiment?
Probably honey mustard. Oh, no, ranch.
Ranch.
I love ranch.
Okay, I
What's
like ranch.
yours?
Honey roasted barbecue sauce from Chick-fil-A.
Oh,
Yeah,
very
that one's pretty
specific.
good. What about you?
I like buffalo sauce.
I don't know about that one.
Buffalo and
it
ranch
has, like, a
mixed
vinegar taste to
together. But like
That sounds good.
but like a creamy buffalo.
Cream.
that
I like a
pizza.
creamy buffalo
Like a
because
creamy
I don't like the
buffalo
buffalo
and
that's
then,
like
like,
hot
ranch-
sauce, like
no.
just hot sauce.
I don't
Like
like hot
ranch
honey. I
mixed
think hot honey's
together.
fucking stupid.
Hot honey's good.
Yeah,
What the
it's
hell?
overrated.
I don't
No.
really like honey, so
Oh, overrated, right?
yeah.
Honey is good. Hair fact.
So, who wants to say the hair fact? I think we all didn't like think about.
I don't
that.
know. I guess like a hair fact would be that your hair grows half an inch each month.
No matter what, so don't tell me your hair grows fast.
Do you guys think that you should cut your hair every 3 months or every 6 months?
I think you should. It depends
Okay.
on the ends of your hair, because if
I
your
say-
ends are raggedy and fraggly, you should.
I'm heavy on. I personally believe that you should cut your hair every 6 months if you're trying to grow your hair out and you're not putting any heat on it.
Yeah.
You're not coloring it.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah,
Exactly.
But if you're putting products in your hair and stuff like that, every 3 months.
Yeah.
That's what I usually tell my clients.
Also, cutting the ends of your hair does not make your hair grow faster.
No.
And everyone thinks that, and it's not true.
It's not-
Not true. Not true.
It's literally just to get rid of those dusty ends, but your hair is
Yeah.
gonna grow half an inch Exactly. Regardless. Everybody's the same.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But thank you for
But thank you for
listening to our
watching first
podcast.
episode.
And hopefully people actually watch it, because that'll be kind of
We
cool if
plan
you
on,
want to hear us
doing
yap.
more of these, maybe like every week, every other week. We really just have to figure out.
Depends on if this shit fucking pops off or not. Either way.
I
we're still
know,
gonna
y'all better be
fucking-
watching,
Fun,
like for
something
real
fun
though.
to do together.
But yeah, thank you.
Thanks, guys.